Hello guys, welcome back, and in this lesson I want us to build a live wire search and to explore events in live wire. So far we haven't touched on events and we have not done anything interesting in the line of searching and querying data dynamically. So we want to build a search in this lesson, and yeah, without further ado, let us dive in and see how to do this. So I'll go to our code here in the list task, all right? So of course, what we need to do here, where we are listing our task, of course, we need, number one, we need an input here. We need an input here that we'll use for our search. Let me just go to Bootstrap and copy this Bootstrap, and I'll just copy from there. That will be quite fast rather than me creating that. Too lazy for that. And technology was just built for enjoying. So why should I have to type again HTML, right? So let us look for input. Input, basic example, input groups. Let's look for this one here, input groups. Let me just scroll up here. I'm going to copy this one here. This one looks fine. Let's copy this one, go back to our code. Top here, I'm just going to paste that there. Voting button, margin, right, that is fine. And then what I'm going to say, I believe there is width, is it 100? Yeah. So let us refresh this and see. Do a refresh here. So this is our input. It doesn't really look good here. So we need to place some, I removed margin bottom should be 2. Let's go back, do a small refresh here. So we have some margin here. Let's put maybe 4. I don't think 2 is okay. Let's put 4, and this will be search, the label, and then this will be search. I'll copy this, I'll replace the ID. The placeholder will be search by name and description, and that is okay for now. And then from control, yeah, let's do a save and see this. Let's go back, let us refresh this. Yeah, that looks pretty much good. All right, for our search input for now, this is okay. We don't need something really complex. This is okay. So what we are going to do now is that I'm going to introduce you to LiveWire events, all right? And events, they are just used to, like the JavaScript events, the Vue events, whereby you fire an event and then you have listeners on the other side, which they will listen to the event. And if something happens or this event occurs, the listeners will respond by doing something, all right? So the way you fire up an event from an input, in this case, I want that when the user is typing and he has done or he has released the key, that is the key up event, then I want to send to fire up an event with this search data. So I'm going to say wire dot key up, so that is the event, all right, dot key up, and I want to dispatch. That is how you dispatch an event in LiveWire. And in this case, I want our event to have the name by known as search, all right? So anytime the user will press the keys and leave it, then it will fire this event search. But in our case, also I want to do what we call a debounce, all right? A debounce is I don't want this thing to do, to be continuously fired, or this event to be continuously fired. I want some delay when the user has released the key, so that we do not have many queries being sent to the database which might not return the correct result that you want. and debounce will help you to do that. So I'll say debounce 100 milliseconds. So what this means is that anytime the key has been released, it will delay for 100 milliseconds before creating or dispatching this event. So that is it. And again, we need now to wire model this input. I believe you remember wire model. We need to wire model this input uh, to a variable known as search. If you can remember, that will do. Okay, I'm seeing an error. Why is this? Okay. Mhm. All right, I haven't closed it here. I need to do that. Yeah, so we need to wire model and we need to wire key up the bounce for 100 milliseconds. Will create or dispatch this event by the name search. And that is all that we need to do in our case here. So the next thing that we need to do is that we'll go to our list task here class, and I want to listen to that event. And what happens is that when that event fires, I want to listen to it on the list task class. And the way you listen to event is using this hashtag, then you say on. That is when something happens, and in our case is the search that happens, then call this render method. All right. When search occurs in the blade side, then call this render method. And of course, the first thing that we need to do, we need to have our search guy that we binded, and our search guy should be declared here. And then inside, before we render or refresh the UI, we need to check if our guy here, if our guy search is empty. All right, so we need to ensure that our guy is not empty. So I'll just say this what am I doing here, search. And if our guy is not empty, then do what? And then proceed. And the next thing that we need to do, of course, we need now to say we need a query builder. This is now normal Laravel stuff. I'll say to do is equal to do. I just build a query by saying order by, for example, and I'll say believe it is desk. All right. What am I doing here? Desk. This. So I need to order by desk, and this should be created. Let's do this. I want to order created underscore art by descending order, so that we have the latest, to-do list on top. All right. And now inside here, we need to say that once we have this query builder, we need to say to do. Since this is a query builder, we can still chain where. All right. Where, and we want where the name is like. All right, is like, and then we'll use our guy here percentage, and then we'll say it's like this search, like that. Or where, we can also add or where now, or where, I believe it's like so. Then you can just copy this guy, paste him here, and now it is the description, like that. So we are getting the query builder ordered by descending order of the created art. Then we are querying where the name is equal to the search, or where the description is equal to the search. Then after that, now we can just say now here to do, and we can just call the get method like this. For now, this should suffice and should create a beautiful search in our case here. So anytime I need to import this on here. So anytime the user types something on search, it will do a search behind the scene, and and re-render this UI. So let us try and see if we have any errors. I'll do a refresh here now. So it seems to have an error here. Create at, that should be created at. That was silly mistake. Let us do a refresh again here. So that is it. So let us try and type swimming. You see now it filters. This is really beautiful, all right? So now if I clear this, it returns all the data, and that is because if there is no data here, if there is no search, then it will return this query builder, right? It will bypass this if, and in our case here, it will return all the data. But if there is a search, then it will use this query builder and return only the search from the input. So if I say, for example, test, you see it returns only the guys with test. But if I say test 3, now this guy returns the one with test 3. And if I delete this, it returns everything. If I say walking, it returns this walking guy. And if I delete, now it returns everything. So far this is beautiful, and in the next lesson I want us to see now how we can be able to add a loader, how we can be able to fire a loader while it is searching, so that we don't show everything while it is searching but rather a loader. That is it for this lesson. Let us meet in the next lesson where we'll see how to build a loader.